coming on and talking about entrepreneurship and all the good stuff that's happening with My Cheap Jobs. So, Jim, tell us a little about you and what you're involved in. I did find you on My Cheap Jobs, so tell us all about that.
Well, that's our latest venture. Basically, we have a network of many sites. I have a network of about 300,000 Twitter followers, so I thought it would be a good idea to introduce them to this new networking program, the My Cheap Jobs. And I saw an opportunity to get placement for organic search for cheap jobs. And ironically, it was funny, in the first 24 hours, we got 1,200 hits, and it's already listed in Google at the number 5 spot for cheap jobs. So, anybody that tells you, as far as SEO goes, that, Google is slow or getting organic search placement, it takes a long time, would not be telling you the correct thing. So, we're very pleased about that. The response has been tremendous, and especially in this economy, and all other things, buying cheap labor for $5 is very enticing to people. So.
Yeah. Now, Jim, you mentioned that you had you have a number of sites that kind of a network. Tell us.
Right.
So it sounds like you're a serial entrepreneur. Tell us kind of like what led you to get these ventures going, and kind of your background.
Well, basically, I started in 2001 with an automation software company called Badge Help, and that does gaming automation for pogo games. And I started the idea with thinking, especially back in 2001, that back then really, not a lot of people were making money online, especially small businesses or individuals. And so I went in with the intention of making a couple $100s a month. And what ended up happening was, we were getting a good 5,000 to 10,000 hits per day, and we were making thousands of dollars a day. Wow. So it turned into a $50,000 plus per month business, and so we then started using that as springboards to other business and other ventures. We did a Yahoo site, Yahoo Games auto site, and so we did this for years. And now just recently, things are changing, especially in the gaming sector, and that's really what kind of led to a lot of other new things. Last year, we went heavily into Facebook, because Facebook games now are all the rage. And so we built a program called Gift Auto that will handle and process all of your Facebook game gift requests. So that's been doing very nicely. We've sold about $100,000 worth of that product. So, it's just really, the internet really, and marketing is, an ever-changing entity. And so, we decided that, with all these products and all these things that we have, that we would like to have our own platform for selling, and basically, invite other people to come and list their things and do their thing. And so, I'm very pleased that it's had such a good, good response. So.
That's awesome. And so it sounds like you guys are heavily involved in tech startups. So tell us kind of how that process has been. When did you get in the game of doing all that? Can you take us from
2000? I would say 7, 8. A lot of it is economy based, man. It's shifting with, our business was an incredibly just wonderful, we were in our own niche, we were just sitting there. I would go to parties, or I would go to places, and they would say, what do you do for a living? I'd say, well, I make software that runs games automatically, and people that make six figures, anybody who had half a brain would say, why would anybody do that? Why would I buy that? Why line is getting down into something that, finding your own niche, finding that small select club online that will buy your product, and offering them, doing it full time, and, really catering to that customer, just because, it's funny because when I started in 2001, I kind of thought the same thing. My brother and I started it together, and he introduced it to me and said, "Hey, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Well, okay, now that I've played this game for like 5-10 minutes, I'm kind of bored. So what about it?" And he said, "Well, we can make something that plays this game automatically. And we can sell it." And I thought too. I was like, well, yeah, somebody would buy it, but how many people would buy it? And so, of course, going into business ventures, thinking conservatively, thinking that maybe you only sell a little bit, is a good notion to have. But, we grew and grew and grew, and, we focused on marketing, and which is, the key to any online business, which I think a lot of people don't really understand or get, that they think that they have a good product, and then, they think that alone will just carry the product, and that was the thing was, in June of 2001, we both sat down and we both started programming, and within 30 days, I realized this is not going to move or go anywhere unless somebody is selling it. Yeah. So I immediately switched to being an internet marketer in July of 2001, and I've never, ever done anything since other than being an internet marketer. And CEO of these companies. I'm the CEO. I guide it, but 95% of my workday is getting traffic into my sites. So basically what happened was, with the economy, we went into the upswing, and we were making an incredible amount of money in 2005, 6, and 7, because, the advantage that we have with all of our products, which I basically have done since day one, is, I kill them with 1,000 pricks, which is, the program is $10. You see, the mycheapjobs.com, $5. I love the low price points, just dropping a bunch of crap load of numbers on it, and then, making $5 at a time, $10 at a time, even $1 at a time. Because back then, especially between 2001 and 2007, people had just an incredible amount of they had extra money that they could spend. If they had $10 on the credit card, we got it. So in 2008 and 2009, we started to see a slowdown. In 2010, we really got hit hard because, when the money dried up, most of the businesses that I have are not, I have to have this to live businesses. And online is very susceptible to that, where most of the things that you buy online, you don't have to have. So, when money dried up, people didn't even have $10 to put, to give. So, that was kind of rough on us. So, that's when I started doing other things. I opened up an SEO company, did a lot of consulting, in 2010 and even into 2011. So I've done a lot of, search engine optimization for companies, individuals, a lot of musicians, bands, things like that, people that need a promotion. But, we're coming around full circle now with the economy picking up, and we're focusing on, building our businesses again. So, that's the thing. It's just a lot of, I think I see a lot of trends online, where the economy is just a direct effect. You just got to do sometimes what you got to do, and so that's where we are.
Well, it sounds like you've learned a whole bunch of stuff, being that you guys took the hit that you did in 2010, and so what's different now that you guys can start this company, My Cheap Jobs? What's different now that'll allow you to do it better or do it different?
Well, what's different as far as, like, would I have done it differently before, or what do you mean by
that in the market and the opportunity? What's different about the whole opportunity that you guys have from what you learned to what's different about the market?
Well, I probably wouldn't have done this or I'd have thought about it 5 years or so ago. But I've seen the success of other sites like this, and I've seen the success of especially microblogging with Twitter, and that's where I'm exclusively promoting this My Cheap Jobs. And it's just I see it as a tremendous opportunity. It has been the success that it's had. The site is only a couple of days old, so the success that it's already had, is tremendous. I mean, with my other ventures, I mean, a lot of people do ask me, how can I, get this, have a new business venture. How long is it going to take? And typically new projects, ventures, things like that take many times, many months, even up to many years for, it to be profitable. And, so, just with 10 years experience, it's fabulous to start something up and, be making money, on day one and, basically be hitting the ground running within 24 hours. I mean, that's just, we're just tickled pink over here. So,
Wow. And you guys are just a few days old?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I bought the name actually, it's funny because we actually took a week to mull it over, because that's always the hardest part for us starting a business venture is, and it's actually one of the most important decisions. The very beginning of what's it going to be called, who are we going to target, what are the keywords,